This is what $54.6 million buys you in New York City.
Starting our tour in the entry lobby where we have neo Art Deco style. And
before we start our tour, guys, I'm Dwayne Isaac, former architect and designer, and this is the Steinway Tower, the world's skinniest skyscraper. 1,428 feet tall, 60 feet wide. It's an architectural marvel, but let's be real. Is it livable for $60 million for the house? Or is just a billionaire flex? Let's find out, guys.
Inspired finishes leading down the hall to the building elevators, which take us up.
The elevator leads right into the foyer of this duplex.
So I do want to say what I noticed is after a certain amount of floors, there's going to be elevators put in place. Now this is going to be, I assume, over 60 floors. This elevator shaft right here, the core, is super slim. Now it's going to take you all the way up to the penthouse. So that means because as soon as you enter into the penthouse, each floor, it means you got to take it all the way down to the lobby to get out. So if you're on the 60th, 50th floor, you got to wait to the person that's already on the elevator to take it all the way down for them to enter and from the exit. So that could be a problem.
Apartment. And what's behind those two doors is one of the best views in the entire city. Check this out. Welcome to the great room. We are perfectly centered.
I'm also noticing in our floor plan that it's very top heavy, and then at the bottom is very low heavy. So you got all the concrete, you have the stair here, you got the elevator shafts, and looks like an emergency exit on the side here, concrete flooring, and then formal dining room, which he's about to go into right now.
On Central Park, looking north, this view is the best view of Central Park of any tower on Billionaires Row. I mean, it looks like the park is here in the great room. And it's only from down here in Central Park that you can really appreciate how colossal that this tower truly is.
It's standing over 1,400 feet above Manhattan's Billionaires Row. This building was constructed in 2021 on a site that is only 60 feet wide around the original Steinway & Sons headquarters that was built in 1925.
Now, I want to talk about the views because this truly...
So I'll say that looking at the exterior shots, the proportions are very slender, and that's pretty insane. This is the Billionaires Row. You can overlook Central Park. You got 432 Park, which I will talk about as well in another video. It has a crazy ratio, 24:1 slenderness effect. I would love to know, how does the wind shears and the wind elements affect this building?
Truly is dead center on Central Park.
This building was designed to really feel like the park is inside your apartment. Looking up north, you have a sea of green with a view of all 834 acres of Central Park. Zooming it in, you can see people hanging out after work, lounging and playing in a freshly mowed sheep's meadow. Looking even further north, you can see the rowboat pond and the reservoir, those pristine views of all of the Upper West Side, the George Washington Bridge, and in the distance looking up into the hills of the Hudson Valley. On over to the east, you have the entirety of the Upper East Side, Harlem up there to the north, and on a clear day like today, you can even see all the way up into Connecticut and the Long Island Sound.
Not only do we have the northern views, we have this nice corner moment here where we have views.
Also notice in the formal living or dining room area, you do not see any exposed columns in the way of the frame views, so that's really good. It doesn't break the circulation patterns.
The west, with the sun setting, Hudson River, especially at golden hour, like right now, we're getting into the prime golden hour. And additionally, we have these narrow windows throughout the building. So you have so much sunlight, even though we are facing north, you have that western light coming into the space. Now, as far as details in the gray room, it is 50 feet long. The ceilings are 14.
Now that's an incredible living room. I really like this a lot. I like the details of this a lot. Now looking at, it has a minimalist staging, clean lines, it has an open feel to it, and I can see where the money went. It has a museum display, Instagram-ish type feel to it. You could really lounge there. has like a museum type of feel to it, where if I sit down, I'll feel like I'm in a showroom, and this is where the elegance comes in. This is where the money comes in, right? So
8 feet high. So you have 14-foot panes of glass here, floor to ceiling, no obstructions of your view. As far as details inside, below our feet, we have solid oak, which has been smoked in this intricate inlay design here. It is open concept. So at the far end, we have your dining room, seating for 10. And then again, you have another corner moment where now we have views to the east. So your sun rises. The
dining room table, it looks like it's a little tight. I think that's just a placement, but they are using the formal space, which is the heaviest part of the floor plan, as a living room dining room area, which is smart.
Best thing, in my opinion, about this corner is if we're looking down, we are right on top of the Plaza Hotel. In my opinion, one of the most famous landmarks in the city, and we are well above it. The perspective from up here, it never gets old.
Oh, wait, that's another bit. I've seen this building in the past.
The perspective from up here.
This building right here, I actually want to do a reaction to this video next. I've seen that quite a while, so that caught my eye. Also on Billionaires Row.
It never gets old. This is now my second time checking out this space, and it just keeps getting better and better. So from here, I want to take you back into the foyer and break down some of these details. So below my feet, we have a white macaba stone here on the floors, and then that spiral staircase leading up to the second floor. This is actually the in-house elevator. So this just serves the penthouse. And I want to break down the details. So right here, this is actually the hinge of a Steinway piano that they've put on the doors, just keeping with the heritage of Steinway Tower. And speaking of the tower, these are hand-cast bronze handles that are modeled exactly after the tower on every single door. So these are pocket doors.
That's pretty cool. So if you into very custom elements, custom pieces, and this is Steinway Tower, so they incorporate those little moments within the architecture. The interior design is really cool. So you have the Steinway hinges, and then you have that detail on a door, staying with theme. So I think that's pretty cool as well.
You saw in the beginning, these are the same finishes on every Steinway piano. And if you notice, they run the entire length here, all the way up to the ceiling. For frame of reference, the elevators we came up in.
Normally, when we design pocket doors, we use that in a way to get around the lack of space. So when you see pocket doors, that means that, they're trying to save some space.
Elevator. So this just serves the penthouse. And I want to break down the details. So right here, this is actually the hinge of a Steinway piano that are modeled. They run the entire length here, all the way up to the ceiling. For frame of reference, the elevators we came up in, off to my right here, this is the entry powder room. And look at this powder room. This is a honey onyx on the floors, and then about a quarter way up the wall with a standing honey onyx vanity. And if you look, this mirror runs up the walls and the entire ceiling around the other side. Out of this bathroom, we have those northern views, but in my opinion, what's even more impressive are the southern views. So again, we have these pocket doors which could close off the space, and we have southern views of the entire city. So for the southern wing of the house, we're going to start off to my left.
That's actually really nice framing. Just gives you that museum quality. If that's what they were aiming for, they definitely achieved it. Overlooking the views of the New York City is awesome. So now we're about that top part is really heavy on space and using the square footage. Now we're going to go to the bottom part, which I felt was really light, just looking at the floor plan as far as square footage.
Left here, where you have the home office with, again, those views of all of lower Manhattan. And I also love how you have those little sliver windows facing west, so you have that light just filling up the whole space. Then on the other side,
I do give it that. There's a lot of natural light. Whenever if I have a workspace, which I'm in right now, it has a lot of natural light. It does bode well on the psyche. The office space is a little smaller, but like I said, on a floor plan, it's supposed to be smaller because they use that space on the formal spaces like living room and dining room.
We're now going to enter the open concept kitchen. First off, we have a breakfast bar here. Again, with the views. And here's the kitchen. Starting off, we have a crystal white quartzite on the countertop with that waterfall edge down to those oak floors. And it also goes on the backsplash. I want to point out the cabinets because these are meant to mimic piano teeth, the actual keys of the piano for the cabinets. We have Gaggenau 6.
So they're really going with the Steinway theme. I thought that was a very ambitious thing that they did. You know, they peekabooing these Steinway elements. I think that's a subjective thing, whether you like it or not. Some people might not like it. Some people want to keep it simple. But they has the backsplash is onyx, it looks like. Maybe too much, maybe not too much.
Favorite, the pot filler. Making our way down, we have the main sink here, nice trough sink, LED lighting underneath. Gaggenau suite again here with the oven, stainless steel, massive refrigerator freezer combo. The typical, what you would expect in a $54 million apartment. Coffee maker, oven here, the prep sink, more of those piano keys on the cabinetry. So the kitchen actually then connects to the dining room, great room, so you have easy access for.
Yeah, look at this. Look how slim this hallway is. I wish that floor plan was up. It definitely makes me feel claustrophobic a little bit going down this hallway.
Service when you are having a big meal.
Yeah, it's super slim. Looks like it definitely just meets the code requirements for widths of the hallway.
Here, and I also want to point out on the other side, we also have another one of those very narrow windows to let in that sunlight in the morning, but not for the good stuff. For that opening shot. So back through the kitchen, we now have our southern views with, in my opinion, one of the most unique terraces that I've come across in the city. This is your 309 square foot southern facing terrace. And a lot of times people are wondering if your neighbors can see into the apartment, but as you can see, the entire building has reflective glass. So all you see is a beautiful reflection on the.
Yeah, I see what he's saying. You can't see, but I could see in the bottom parts of the apartments. But I guess somebody that's far away, you can't really see. It won't be. I'm curious what it looks like at nighttime. I guess that's like how far you are, how close you are to the building. But you know, this is a drone shot, so it's it's not like you have drone shots and going to somebody's apartment.
Of downtown Manhattan. And again, these views, you have your entire city at your fingertips.
Now, speaking more on the exterior of this building, it's capped by a 300-foot tall decorative steel crown. The building is designed by shop architects in a neo-Art Deco style, featuring feathered setbacks and residential terraces, like the one.
Funny thing about shop architects, I actually worked at a firm and they were on the same floor as us. And every time I saw them, they were always wearing black. I didn't know it was shop architects. I always saw people wearing, and I'm like, who are these people? Are they in a cult? And then I realized I just took a walk down there and I saw shop architects. So I was like, oh, that's cool. We're working right next to shop architects. So
that I'm standing on right now. The building is clad with glass on the northern and southern exposures, optimizing the views, and it has these beautiful glassed terracotta panels and bronze finishes on the eastern and western exposures, which causes the building to shimmer as the light changes throughout the day.
This terrace is also 50 feet long, and as you can see now, if you are brave, you can.
Yeah, so this terrace, most terraces have a certain amount of square footage where you can like place like chairs out there. You can't really call it a patio because it's not like you can hang out. It's more like a catwalk. If you're throwing parties, you definitely got to monitor people who are drinking because it can, you'll have some accidents. But it's a very ambitious element to the penthouse. But yeah, it's kind of tight for a terrace. I would just say it's more like a catwalk or something.
Stick your head out the side here and get a view of Central Park, so you can get pretty much northern, southern, eastern, and western views from this apartment. The first time I came up here and I stuck my head across there and I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. But just for perspective, you can see how expansive this terrace is. And as far as those views, I mean,
yeah, this is that building that I want to react to next. I keep seeing Dinky Nez did a video on that.
You have the entirety of Lower Manhattan. You even have the East River. On a clear day, you see the ocean from here. Hudson River, Jersey, Hudson Yards, Empire State Building, One World Trade Center. The best views in the city. Even the Statue of Liberty. It's a little hazy today.
Yeah, so you got Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, Chrysler Building. This Steinway is pretty much one of those buildings that's like iconic as well. Um, it's subjective. Some people might not agree.
But you can see the Statue of Liberty on a clear day. You'll see it at night. And I think it is really the best of both worlds that you have those southern views and those Central Park views. It's something special, this building. It really is. After you. As I grab my sunglasses, my parking slip fell out my pocket. Could you imagine? Anyway, heading back on in, we're now gonna head back to the main foyer, spiral staircase, again with that white macabre on the stonework here, heading up to the second floor of this duplex. Having stairs in a New York City apartment is one of the rarest things, but to have a spiral staircase with this stonework on the floor, it's the next level. So here's the landing on the second floor, and if you pull back, these again are the two elevators that service the entire building, and then this is the one for the apartment. So if you don't want to take the stairs, you got an elevator. But we're gonna now check out the guest bedroom wing, and
That's good. They got an ADA accessible element within their penthouse.
immediately you're just greeted with those views again. So here we have two guest bedrooms. We're gonna check out this one first off to my right. Decent size here. As far as the materials, we have that oak on the floors again, there's views again, and light coming in from the west. Let's peek into the bathrooms here. All of them have ensuite bathrooms. As far as materials here in the bathroom, we have Cristallo stone on the shower, the vanity, the floors. We have custom Studio Schofield design, bronze fixtures, cast by P.E. Jurgen. Right across, we have.
Yeah, so I want to say, if you look at the bathrooms, so far I noticed it's full marble, so, has soaking tubs in it, double vanity, not really expensive. It's opulent, but honestly, I've seen this in some similar condos, and the finishes are 3 million. So I think if you're really paying for the address and the views, not necessarily the materials here.
Another guest bedroom with those beautiful views here. And the bathroom has the exact same finishes as the one we just saw, except we have a walk-in steam shower in here. So same, but different. But the main thing, again, is the views. Imagine waking up with that view. So back out into the second level foyer. Again, you have another shot of that beautiful staircase.
Yeah, so he's at the bottom part of the floor plan. You can see how tight the secondary bedrooms are.
Case here behind these two doors. Welcome to the primary suite here in Steinway Tower with your bedroom dead centered on Central Park. Comment down below. Would you rather wake up to the southern views of downtown or to Central Park? I'm kind of torn right now, but I'm leaning towards Central Park just because look at that. Something.
Yeah, that's the primary bedroom. Similar to the first floor, has a lot of ample space. Views again, floor to ceiling, Central Park panoramic views. You cannot beat this. You look at the proportion. The rooms feels like a stretch rectangle, so it's very luxurious. And you're reminded of the tower's slim footprint.
I want to point out is there are no TVs in this space. It's been staged with no TVs just because the views, the entirety of the park, all the Upper East Side, looking up the Hudson River, especially as the sun's setting. And there's more to see. So we have pocket doors here. This was actually another bedroom that they turned into the primary suite here. So this is staged as another office. And again, we have another corner moment here where we actually have a western exposure. So we're getting that golden hour sun right now at sunset, and just watch how it fills the space up. Even though we're facing north, we still have natural sunlight coming into the space. Again, the material morning kitchen, we have the second bathroom in the primary suite here in Steinway Tower. Front and center, we have a custom antique polished metal freestanding tub by William Holland. This is the focal point of this space, and it is just so beautiful with the greens of the park and the backdrop there. We've got veined white onyx walls and floors and oversized slabs throughout the entire bathroom. Then we have a white onyx double vanity, and then we have all custom bronze fixtures. And in this bathroom, we have one of those, yet again, corner moments here overlooking the entire.
He loves the corner moments. So you see the difference in the primary and secondary bathrooms. Primaries, a lot of space. You have this center freestanding tub. It's like backed by this beautiful view. And then you have the secondary bathrooms. They're fine, but again, it's a narrower feel to it. So you're gonna get some compromising with space, with square footages, with the floor plan, but they did a really good job with making those adjustments and trying to do the best they can with what they had, right?
Entirety of the city, north, east. You can't even see the west from here. Where else are you gonna find this? I'm not gonna get too comfy, but damn, imagine soaking in this with that view. And I haven't even shown you the shower yet. So if you don't want to take a bath, you've got a shower room with that onyx on the floors, the ceilings, the walls, everywhere. 2 rainfall shower heads, 2 high-level ones, 4 sprayers on each side, 12 shower heads in this shower room. You even have a mirror built in here on the door of your shower. And then on the other side, we have the true throne right there to get down to some real business.
And if all this wasn't enough, the building has some pretty wild amenities. There's a full-length heated indoor lap pool, a state-of-the-art gym. I even checked out the men's spa, which has a shoe shining station, a steam room, a sauna, and even a barber shop. All in the
Wow. Okay, that definitely sold me. I love amenities. Man, yeah, the amenities are world class. Full lap pool, private. There was a fitness center, a lounge. They got a barbershop. Yeah, that's like the whole millionaires or billionaires package right there. To be honest, I'm curious to see what 432 Park has. That's the building I want to talk about next in the next video. I want to see what kind of amenities they have in similar fashion, if they are similar in fashion to this. But this is world class amenity
building. There's so many details, and I've only skimmed over a few. Like I just noticed there's inlaid lighting at the trim of the ceiling here. And if you really want to see something special, look at this penthouse at night.
So why he shows that, you know, I want to give credit to the engineering. This building is an engineering marvel, don't get me wrong. To build something like this tall and this skinny, man, engineering marvels don't always make comfortable homes, but they did. Between the wind sway and the slim layouts, it feels like a flex for developers more than a dream for residents. But they did a great job. I'm assuming the units range from 20 million to 60 million. And for that price, would you choose Steinway Tower or would you stay in Central Park Tower?
You know about you, but when I see shots in New York City like that, it inspires me to no end. And the beauty of sharing this home here on YouTube is that hopefully it inspired you in some way, not necessarily to buy a $54 million penthouse, but to achieve whatever you want to in life. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new.
So my final thoughts about the Steinway Tower is breathtaking to look at. Very true engineering icon. Goes up there with the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building. It definitely beat some engineering feats. Would you want to live there? If you're a billionaire collector, sure. If you're a millionaire or you're below millionaire, is this place for you? Is it a livable luxury home? Your money could go further other places. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a dream home, or you can drop your thoughts below in the comments? And this is my first video reacting to spaces. I'll be shooting spaces myself, but I just wanted to stop thinking and just jump into it. I'm going to be reacting to 432 Park. You don't want to miss it.